Okay, so you've stayed with us this far on this webinar, which means at this point you're probably seeing very much the same situation that we're seeing. And that's a really good thing. Because if you look at what Bitcoin is going to be doing, likely in the next, we don't know for sure, but likely in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, the potential is absolutely incredible. And just to summarize what that looks like, Tom, we're looking at, on the average, over the last 4 years, Bitcoin's price has increased about, sometimes more, sometimes a little less, but about 10 times each year. That means that if you invest $1,000 right now, next year that could be worth, we don't know for sure, of course, but that could be worth $10,000, right?
That's absolutely phenomenal, Tom. That kind of returns. I've only seen a few things in my lifetime that have even approached that kind of returns, and that would have been the luck of the draw during the dot-com boom.
Right.
But other than that, this is just almost astounding.
Right. Well, it's definitely astounding, almost incredible. So given that, and since you're on this webinar and you've been with us, you've seen the case we've made for this, let's just assume, for argument's sake, that Bitcoin's trend does continue for the next few years. That means that whatever you invest today could be worth in a couple of years 100 times that investment. Again, just blows our mind, blows us out of the water. It seems impossible, of course, but that's what people said 3 years ago. That's what people said 2 years ago. So just for argument's sake and to play it out for yourself, just pick a number, whatever you think would be a reasonable investment for you to make at this particular time. Could be $100, could be $500, even $1,000. And then take a look at that, write that down on a piece of paper or on your notepad, and then add 2 zeros to it. That's what you could be looking at 2 to 3 years from now if Bitcoin plays out its potential.
That's worth the risk, at least to me.
Right, and that's exactly right, Tom. That's the case we're making here. Of course, no one knows for sure if that's what's going to happen to Bitcoin, but the chances are looking better and better all the time. This is a serious possibility, and all that you can lose is your full investment. Worst case scenario, you lose everything, but the possibility is in a couple of years, you've made 100 times return. That kind of ratio is just unheard of.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
But here's the problem, and I think you all understand this. When most people hear about Bitcoin, and we've watched many people come into the Bitcoin world, friends of ours, colleagues, I've been in touch with hundreds of people over the last few years. Here's what the normal stages that they go through when they first hear about Bitcoin. And you are falling in this category. If you're a normal person, here's what's likely going to happen. You're going to hear about Bitcoin, and you'll say, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then you'll kind of pay attention a little bit peripherally on the side. And then about 6 months later, you'll actually say, boy, this is still here. This is something big. I really need to do some serious research about what is this and what's the potential and begin to understand it. And likely what happens after that first research, you go, oh, this is something serious. I should really pay attention. It often takes, and most times as Tom and I have watched this, it takes at least another 6 months beyond that before someone actually says, okay, I'm going to get out there and actually take the risk and buy my first Bitcoin or my first tenth of a Bitcoin, whatever that is. And then, even after someone has done that, it's often a whole year after that before they actually say, you know what, I now trust Bitcoin enough that I'm going to actually get serious and put in some substantial investment, whatever that is. So that's what we see happen again and again.
Tom, I actually know of a real-world instance of this happening. I mean, something very similar. Not quite your numbers here, but pretty darn close. I know this guy named Tom, whose buddy Tom Kornblue was talking about Bitcoin 3 years ago. And Tom, that would be me, went through something very similar to this. I heard about it. Maybe I ought to look into this.
Right.
Finally buy a Bitcoin. Buy some more Bitcoin. if I had taken my original investment in Bitcoin and jumped on it when you first started talking about it, I would not be sitting here right now. I
Right.
would probably be sitting in some very luxurious place somewhere in the world. It would have, I mean, the returns would have been absolutely astronomical.
Right.
It would have been, I mean, because I put in a pretty good investment.
Yep.
And, I've been in it for a while, but my God, had I done that when you first started talking about it?
And
Unreal. Absolutely unreal.
and this is Tom Stein, my buddy Tom Stein, friend and colleague for years, who is a sophisticated investor,
Right.
understands how to value investments, is very comfortable with money, knows how to, put a portfolio together. And
And
so
I trust you.
and he heard this from somebody he trusts and
I had a
respects.
trusted source, exactly.
Right. And even then, the reason we're telling you this is that even then, it took him quite a long time before he could make his investment.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
truthfully, that's how it works for most people. I've, spoken to many people, as I've said, about Bitcoin friends and colleagues. I've seen through my network hundreds of people go through this process, and almost always it takes quite a while for them to get up the confidence and courage to actually make this investment.
And there's
Now,
a problem with this.
there's a big problem with that. Exactly.
There's a huge problem because we're far enough along in the adoption curve that, as someone asked, can this go on forever? No.
Right.
No.
And so the fact is that Bitcoin is moving very quickly. And whereas a couple of years ago you had the time to get into this at your own pace comfortably and kind of learn on your own and take your
because
time.
who knew if anything was going to happen? I mean, it was
Right.
so iffy back then.
But now we're getting to the point where we may only have 1, 2, perhaps 3 more years of this kind of growth. And if you give up 1 year of that growth, that means you may only have a 10 times return as opposed to a 100 times return. That's a huge difference that you're giving up. And our guess is, and you saw the chart that we were looking at, our guess is that Bitcoin will probably, although we can't be sure, never absolutely sure about this, it's very likely Bitcoin within the next 3 to 4 months is going to make a very significant move to a much higher level, which will take even more of your profit off of the table.
Because there is some pretty large money on the edge
Right
now, ready, looking seriously, because Wall Street's getting on board, and it's getting on board faster than I think you even believed, right, Tom?
Oh,
I mean, it's happening.
Yes,
it's happening in a big way.
Right, much faster than any of us thought would happen.
Right.
And so Tom and I thought about this a lot, and we said, well, how can we help people get up to speed much more quickly? How can we get people more confident, more ready to make an investment sooner rather than later? Because truthfully, you don't really have the time to wait. You got to make a decision now. And this is not urgency coming from Tom and myself. This is coming from what we see in the Bitcoin environment.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think somebody has the 2 years that I sat around and waited. No,
Right.
You don't have that luxury. No way.
And so what we've done is we've put together a program, a course, a video-based course that will take you as quickly as possible from knowing nothing to being a very confident, secure Bitcoin investor and doing it in a very safe way. We're trying to speed up that whole education process, that whole adoption process, so you can take full advantage of the growth that Bitcoin is likely to achieve in the next couple of months. So here's what we put together for you.
This is our Bitcoin investment plan fast track. This plan is a more than 3 hour video training that we've put together. It gives you step by step instruction in how to be a knowledgeable, confident, and safe Bitcoin investor, because that's really important. We want you to have the confidence and experience the safety that comes from some good knowledge and some good education about the Bitcoin world. We're going to provide you with tools that you can use, checklists, and also software that will be very valuable to you in putting together what we think is an extremely important aspect of this, which is your own personal investment plan. It's the thing missing so much from investing. People have no plan whatsoever. They just buy whatever comes along. No, you've got to have a plan. So we're going to show you how you put that together, and we're going to give you proven investment strategies that will provide you with a really clear understanding of what you're going to do with your investment as Bitcoin goes further down the road.
So what we've done, I'll just kind of dive in there, Tom,
Sure.
is at each step of the process, we're giving you very specific action steps to take before moving on to the next module, to the next piece of the course. And we'll talk about what that looks like in just a second. And so here's what's in the program specifically. Let's talk you through exactly what you're going to get in each of the modules so you understand what we're going to bring to the table here. So in the first module, we're going to go very carefully over how to buy and use Bitcoin safely. Now, in the future, this won't be a real issue. It'll be really a no-brainer to use Bitcoin. But right now, in this early adopter phase, you really need to know how to do it. So we're going to have 7 lessons for successful Bitcoin investment. We're going to show you which exchanges and services are safe to use. And we're going to show you how to register for those exchanges and send money safely. And of course, before that module is over, we'll have you planning how to buy your first Bitcoin. And then you'll get specific action steps, and then you'll move into module number 2.
And in module 2, we're going to talk a lot about how to secure your Bitcoin investment. This brings you into the world of Bitcoin wallets, their security, their safety, how to use them, etc. We're also going to talk about how to safely store your Bitcoin for the long haul. And then finally, we'll give you some clear step-by-step instructions on how you send Bitcoin to someone else or a company, how you receive Bitcoin, and also how you can even spend Bitcoin. And instead of just exchanging it for cash, you can actually, or dollars or euros or whatever, you can actually spend your Bitcoin on anything from luxury items to simple things. So you can do quite a bit with Bitcoin. And again, as Tom's pointed out, you'll have specific action steps and step-by-step instructions so you know how to move forward and implement securing your investment.
And then in module 3, which in some ways is the heart of the whole investment plan fast track system, in this module we'll show you exactly, as Tom said, how to plan and implement your investment strategy that's customized for your specific situation. That means determining your risk amount, selecting the right investment strategy for your situation. We'll show you how to use the investment plan software that we've included, which gives you lots of options about how to set up your plan, and you can customize it completely, basically infinitely, for how you want to run your strategy over the next 3 to 4 years.
And then module 4 will show you how to manage your investment. Now, this is important with Bitcoin. This is not something that you just put a little money in and stick it in the drawer. You've got to stay on top of the news, stay on top of the statistics to ensure that your investment stays on track, and we'll show you some ways to do that. We're also going to show you how to assess the underlying health of your Bitcoin investment. That'll help you to have an understanding of Bitcoin being on track, whether it's doing what it should be doing or not, and how to find the best applications, tools, smartphone apps, you name it, that you can use to manage your investment and keep track of how things are going.
Right, and we've actually included actual directory PDF files for you that have what we consider right now the best apps and tools, and we'll include that in the whole package. So to summarize what we're putting together here, you get instant access to our learning membership platform where you can go watch the videos. You'll have 4 instructional step-by-step video modules that will kind of walk you. We'll just take you in our hand and push it hand in hand. We'll walk down the road together. There'll be checklists, all the forms required. At the end of each module, you get an action plan. And we've also included MP3 audio files so you can listen to the content of this anywhere when you happen to be, out and about, driving, etc. So that's the full plan. And in addition to that, Tom, you want to talk about the additional bonuses that we put together for you too?
Yes. we've got a few additional bonuses. We're going to be providing you with an advanced version of the Bitcoin investment software that we were discussing that gives you, as Tom was saying, you're going to have infinite customization of this software so that you can really hone in and fine-tune your investment plan to exactly what you need. And not to mention the fact that it's kind of fun to play with. But it's extremely useful. And then also, we want to provide you with a little support going down the road. It'd be real simple to just, say, here's a course, go take it, goodbye, see ya. But that's not what we're about. We want to actually, give you a little something as we're going, we go down for the next year or so that kind of what some of the things are going on in the Bitcoin world and have a little support. So we're going to be sending out 12 monthly email support updates. After you subscribe, you'll have access to that for 12 months. And
Right.
it will give you some additional support that should provide you with a little extra help in managing your Bitcoin investment.
Right, because frankly, Tom and I are on top of the Bitcoin world every day. I'm thinking about it, reading about it. And what we'll do is we'll highlight what's most important for you to know about the Bitcoin happenings and make sure that it's right at the top of your inbox and you can pay attention to it so you know how to respond with your investment. We've also included, because we thought it was absolutely essential for anything having to do with wealth or money, we've also included a video program on practical guide to wealth consciousness, which is really about how do you embody, think, and feel the qualities of wealth and success and facility with money that you need in order to hold on to your investment.
Yes, this is something very important to both Tom and I. It's been a topic of great interest for a long time, and it really is important, dare I say essential, to really work with your thoughts and your beliefs, etc., about how you see wealth and how you hold on to those ideas and help you to actually make the most of this Bitcoin investment. So I think it's something that you'll really enjoy, and we're going to toss that in as a special bonus.
Exactly. So to put everything together, all that we're putting on the table here, we really have put together everything we think you will need to really do this quickly, effectively, safely. So we're giving you a full video course with all the tools for $750 value. We're including the advanced investment software, which is a $100 value, the 12 monthly updates, $200 value, the Wealth Consciousness video program, our special bonus, a $200 value. And so the total value is $1,250 to get you immediately up to speed and being very effective, taking on the Bitcoin world as soon as possible. And today, as you're watching this, we're going to offer a very special fast action webinar special. That is only $397 for the entire package with all of the bonuses and all the extra resources if you order right now while you're on this webinar, while you're watching this.
Yes, we highly encourage you to get started now because I think we've made the case very thoroughly, this is the time. This is the time for Bitcoin. So if you'll click the Buy Now button below, you can have all the above for $397 and get started just as soon as you want to. You can start watching it in 10 minutes if that's good time for you.
Exactly. That's right, Tom. And we hope you'll take advantage of this. There's no risk to you, of course. If you're not absolutely thrilled with what we put together for you, you're welcome. Just let us know and we'll send you back whatever you've invested.
In our plan.
Exactly, in our plan. If you're interested in Bitcoin, we're quite confident that this is exactly what you need to get you from where you are to where you want to be.
Exactly.
So take action, get started right now. We'd love to see you on the other side. And thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Tom, for showing up.
Oh, it's been my pleasure, and thank you for watching, and I wish you the absolute best success and profitability as we go forward.
All right. Let's have some fun. Thank you.